Hello, Dream Tending community, and welcome to another Tending Tuesday. I'm still here at the beach house, my writing retreat. And yeah, it's the days after the Thanksgiving holiday. And hey, for each of us, it's a different experience. At times it's joyous, at times it's loving, at times our hearts are filled with the thanks that we're giving to ourselves and to others. And too, there are those other times. The times where distress makes its way in, where the unwelcomed guest that lives as much inside of us as it does anywhere else makes its appearance known. Yes, when the complexes, psychological word for those experiences that are connected with bad moods, the grip of anxiety, the fear of isolation, when that comes forward, there is havoc. Our heart aches. We feel horrible inside. And yet that is as well part of what happens when there's gatherings of people, particularly at times when they're family gatherings or friendship gatherings, people that we've loved dearly for many, many years, and yet there is that archaic experience, the memories of painful times past, and on it goes. We all know those places. The question is, what do we do with the hangover that occurs after? And that holiday hangover often brings with it too much consumption, either of alcohol, drugs, buying the products. The hangover consists of, a too muchness, or the opposite, too little. The hangover from feeling left out, not a sense of being connected in the way that we would want. In all events, post-holiday brings a lot of anxiety for many, and despair. Even the thought sometimes of having time away from time of the manic energy of a work experience, and then facing the actuality that the next day we're going back to work, back to school, back into routine, back into the familiar, sometimes generates a grip that is really difficult. The question becomes, the question for all of us becomes, what do you do? How do you deal with this? How do you handle this nut? I tell you what I've done in my life and how I've supported so many others in the dream tending community and outwards in my private clinical practice, in the work that I do worldwide. I suggest, we know those familiars, the familiars of the soul companions. We know those figures that create a grip, that create complexity, difficulty. We recognize them. My suggestion, all right, here now. Give them face, give them form, make a sketch, draw them, right? Get them from the inside, that possession place, to the outside. Give yourself some time, 4 or 5 days. Identify what are their strategies, what are their tactics, how do they get their grip on us? How do they take over, right? Let's get to know them, truly. Let's really take the time, support one another, and get to know these all too familiar figures of the psyche, the internal figures. Because, as we know, the next holidays are coming. And let's figure out ways that we can invite the figures that we most dislike, that we want to keep out of our lives. Let's figure out a way to invite them too to the next holiday experience. Differently though, not in a place of possession, not invisible, in a way that we know who's present now, so we can set the appropriate boundaries, so we can create the kind of safety and support we need to accommodate their presence as well. If there's one thing I've learned in my life, it's these, what they call in psychology, these shadow figures. When we befriend them, when we get to know them with appropriate boundaries and safety and protection, when we get to know them, they offer resources that are extraordinary. They offer the capacity to realize our life purpose. They come with us in soul's journey, in our life's journey. All right? Well, let's check in together next Tuesday and see how this is working out. Let's take these days between now and next Tuesday as an extended community. Let's support one another. Let's get to know the figures that we're visiting over this holiday season. And let's really give voice to the hangover in a way that can be constructive and energy enhancing rather than a horrible destructive experience that's so energy depleting. All right? I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Same place, same station. All right. Be well.